The EchoFront Report, your podcast for sales automation. Welcome to this exciting episode.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit. Picture this. You're a B2B sales rep, right? Minutes before a really critical client meeting, and you're frantically digging through shared drives, old email threads, maybe a dozen slightly different versions of the same presentation. It feels less like prepping for a pitch and more like, I don't know, an archaeological expedition for the right document. We've all been there, or at least felt that kind of frantic energy. So today we're diving into a pretty fascinating solution that promises to, well, put an end to that chaos. Dynamic content plans.
That's exactly right. And our mission today is really to explore how these plans move beyond just, storing content. They actively transform static resources into something dynamic, something that drives revenue. Imagine a system that actually ensures your sales team delivers not just any message, but precisely the right message, and at the exact right time every single time. It's a pretty fundamental shift, actually, moving past those messy folders and towards intelligent, automated customer interaction that really propels buying decisions forward.
Okay, and if you're tuning in, this deep dive is really for anyone who wants a shortcut to understanding how modern sales strategies are leveraging smart technology, to be more efficient, more impactful, and ultimately more successful. You'll get a clear sense of a new strategic approach that's really redefining B2B sales. So let's start by maybe digging into that pain point we just touched on. What does traditional B2B sales content management actually look like, in the trenches, and why does it cause so much grief?
Oh, it's often a mess, isn't it? I mean, seriously, we're talking about server structures that just become these labyrinths of subfolders, endless email chains with conflicting versions of documents flying around, and that notorious hope and pray approach where a rep just hopes they have the final approved presentation for a crucial meeting. It's almost like a system designed for chaos, not clarity. And the ripple effects of this inefficiency are pretty significant. They hit both the sales team and, crucially, the customer.
Right. So it's not just like a minor inconvenience we're talking about. It's a real systemic problem with tangible costs.
Absolutely. Tangible costs. Sales representatives burn valuable time. I mean, time that should be spent engaging with prospects, building those relationships, closing deals, but instead they're just digging for files. And this leads to wildly inconsistent, sometimes frustrating customer experiences. Think about it. You get an outdated message here, maybe an irrelevant document there, or worse, the right piece of information just isn't available when a customer actually asks for it. Ultimately, this inefficiency, it doesn't just slow down sales, it actively hinders buying decisions. It costs businesses both time and revenue. It really erodes trust and makes the buying journey much harder for the customer.
Okay, so what if we could just flip that entire frustrating process on its head? What if content wasn't just passively stored, waiting to be unearthed somehow, but was actively and intelligently steering the entire sales process? This is the core idea behind these dynamic content plans, right? It's a complete paradigm shift.
Precisely. That's the word. A paradigm shift. We're seeing platforms and, just for clarity, let's call our example EchoFront, really champion this revolutionary concept. They position these content plans not just as some feature, but as the actual beating heart of a modern B2B sales strategy. It's really vital to grasp that these plans are like the exact opposite of a confusing list of files or those rigid traditional folder structures. Instead, maybe imagine it as a strategic Kanban board, a visual system for workflow, but for your entire sales content strategy, guiding it along the sales cycle. It's about visualizing and managing the content's journey.
That's a powerful analogy. A Kanban board for content. It really signals that shift from content storage to content strategy. You're not just archiving information anymore, you're activating it within a structured process. But how does this actually translate practically? What does this intelligent organization look like day to day?
Well, it really boils down to three core functions. First, there's centralized management, okay? All your content, whether it's white papers, detailed case studies, maybe engaging videos, or those crucial sales presentations. Everything is managed, versioned, and approved in one single central place. So no more scattered documents across different drives or platforms, no more version control nightmares.
Okay, centralized control. That makes sense. What's next?
Second, we have strategic assignment. So every single piece of content isn't just floating around aimlessly. It's specifically assigned to one or more precise phases of your sales cycle. So a first contact piece of content is clearly distinct from a needs analysis document, right? Which is different again from a demo or negotiation asset. Each piece has a purpose, a designated moment in the buyer's journey.
Got it. Content mapped to the sales stage. And the third function.
And third, these plans incorporate contextual logic. This is really smart. They can be further filtered by criteria like specific products or maybe different industries you target or other unique specifics. This lets you predefine a customized content journey for basically any scenario, ensuring hyper-relevance. For instance, a sales rep selling into healthcare will automatically see different suggested content than one selling to manufacturing, even if it's for the same core product.
Wow. Okay, so this content plan, it acts as an intelligent blueprint. It ensures the right, approved, and brand-compliant content is always available and ready. And it's customized for every stage of a customer's unique journey. That's a significant leap forward, definitely. In efficiency and precision. Now, the idea of dynamic sounds great, but how does all this intelligence actually translate into action? You know, without a salesperson having to manually do everything, how does it move things along for the customer without constant human intervention?
Yeah, this is where the real power of automation and integration comes in. It creates a seamless workflow. Typically, this happens through integration with your CRM system, like, say, Salesforce. The whole process kicks off with a simple trigger in the CRM. For example, a salesperson has a successful conversation and with just a single click, updates the customer sales stage in the CRM, maybe from qualified to proposal. Now, that action isn't just a status update, it's a catalyst.
A catalyst. So that one click sets off a whole chain reaction of automated support.
Exactly. That click is the signal where our example platform, EchoFront, takes action. The content plan instantly recognizes the new phase the customer is in, and it automatically unlocks the designated content relevant to that specific stage. This could be, detailed pricing information, specific ROI calculators, maybe even initial contract drafts. Then, and this is really key, there's automated engagement. The customer isn't just left waiting or wondering, they are proactively invited to interact. Often it's via an automated email, or in some pretty advanced cases, even an intelligent voice assistant might proactively inform them, letting them know that new relevant information is waiting for them in their personalized customer portal, which is called the Sales Hub.
Okay, that's a genuine game changer for efficiency, isn't it? The customer gets precisely the right content automatically. The salesperson doesn't have to search or manually send documents. It frees up the sales team to actually engage and sell rather than just managing paperwork. But you mentioned a sales hub. Where does all this amazing, dynamically delivered content actually land for the customer? And how personal can that experience really get once they're in there?
Yeah, the Sales Hub, it's the customer's personal branded portal. It's where all these intelligent content plans become visible and tangible for them. And it's designed for maximum flexibility and personalization. For instance, it really allows for a genuinely personal touch. Using an integrated vlogging studio like built right in, a salesperson can record and add a personal video message to the hub with just a few clicks. Imagine getting a brief video summary after a complex conversation, or maybe a personal introduction to the materials they're about to review. It really helps build strong bonds and adds that crucial human element in a digital space.
So it's not just some generic content dump. It's a curated, personalized space that feels more like a direct conversation.
Precisely. And it also offers maximum agility via drag and drop. This is great. Let's say a customer asks a very specific, maybe unanticipated question during a live conversation. No problem. The salesperson can instantly and simply drag and drop additional relevant content right from their central management system directly into that specific customer sales hub in real time. This allows them to adapt the content plan on the fly, to address an immediate need or follow up on a new line of inquiry. It's about being incredibly responsive and agile to the customer's evolving interests without any frustrating delays.
That's how you deliver a truly personalized, responsive customer experience, something that really builds strong relationships and trust. It moves beyond just selling to, truly serving the customer's needs, but beyond delivering the right content at the right time. Let's call it the decisive advantage of these systems? What makes them truly powerful in actually securing a deal, especially when you're up against tough competitors?
Yeah, the decisive advantage. It really lies in the critical element of measurability and data collection. That's the key. Every single customer interaction within that sales hub is meticulously recorded. And this isn't just about knowing if a document was opened, it's much deeper. It's which document was viewed, how often and for how long. You can even see which specific page of a presentation received the most attention from them. Or, get this, if a pricing sheet was shared with other colleagues within their organization. This engagement data, honestly, we call it pure gold because it offers such a granular view of true customer interest.
Pure gold data. Okay, I like that. But what does that actually tell a salesperson that they couldn't just figure out before?
Well, it allows for incredibly precise conclusions about the customer's real buying intent, and even about their internal decision-making process, which is often a black box. For instance, when a salesperson sees that, say, a customer's technical department has been intensively studying the API documentation, they know exactly which topic to address and which specific benefits to highlight in the very next call, maybe focusing on integration capabilities. Or if the CFO has spent significant time interacting with the ROI calculator in the hub. You know their key concern is financial justification, right? So it guides your follow-up to focus sharply on cost savings and value. But it can go even deeper. This data can reveal who else in their organization is getting involved with the content, sometimes even before they tell you. It essentially allows us to map the buying committee's internal journey, giving the salesperson an invaluable strategic advantage. This shifts sales conversations from guesswork, frankly, to data-informed consulting, allowing them to immediately focus on the customer's actual interests and concerns, and thereby accelerating the buying decision.
Okay, so pulling this all together, what does this mean for the bigger picture? Dynamic content plans really sound like they put an end to that content chaos we talked about. Bridging that often wide gap between marketing efforts and actual sales needs on the ground, it's fundamentally about delivering the right content at the right time, while simultaneously gathering this invaluable, actionable data about customer intent and engagement. It really turns every interaction into a learning opportunity, doesn't it?
Absolutely. They profoundly transform the entire sales process. No exaggeration. We're moving away from that reactive information battle where sellers are scrambling and guessing what might work, and moving towards proactive, personalized, and truly data-driven consulting. Consulting that genuinely delights customers because it's relevant and timely and accelerates deals through the pipeline much faster. It's really a strategic engine for modern B2B sales, allowing sales teams to build deeper relationships and provide far more value than before.
And just as we wrap up our deep dive today, here's something to consider. If content is truly dynamic, reacting to the customer journey, and the insights into customer engagement are so incredibly precise, almost telling you what they're thinking, how does this shift potentially redefine the core role and the perceived value of the B2B salesperson themselves? What new skills and focuses become paramount in this kind of guided buying experience? Moving beyond just providing information, becoming a true data-informed consultant and strategist, definitely something to think about until next time.